And welcome back to episode 72 of Football Manager 2015 with Southampton. Doing you back, it's the 23rd of November 2024. We've got the live commentary at home to Middlesbrough, I think, as I promised. And, of course, a review of the last month's fixtures, of which there were a fair amount to get through. So, we're going to have to quickly get into it. On the whole, it's been a fairly positive month. There was just one result which I was a little bit unhappy about. More than a little bit unhappy about, because it kind of just came out of nowhere. But anyway, the last episode was the 1-1 draw at home to Man City, which was actually a pretty good result from my point of view. I thought we played quite well. And, we got a 1-1 draw out of it, which was possibly a bit lucky for ourselves. Despite them scoring a fairly late equaliser, they did deserve it. Let's face facts. But I thought we did. We played quite well and got a draw out of it, which was good enough for me. We then played at home to PSV in the Europa League, in Group K, of course, and we managed to beat PSV 6-2, which is bizarre because it was 1-0 PSV at half-time. Umut Setintas gave them the lead in the 34th minute. But then, after half-time, it was just the Mires and Robeo show. They just absolutely ruled. Mires scored 4, Robeo scored 2. The pattern went Mires in the 60th minute, Robeo with a penalty in the 62nd, Robeo in the 68th, Mires in the 71st, Mires in the 76th, Mires in the... then it became 5-2, almost Setanas scored his second of the game to make it 5-2 in the 88th minute, and then Mires in the 91st minute made it 6-2. Now, we just took our chances in this game. We were the better team, let's be honest, but we had 6 clear-cut chances, and we took every single one in this game. So, fair play to Mires and Robeo. They slotted them away nicely. Mires does seem to be that sort of a guy. He just scores in constant amounts. He just... when he scores 1, he might score 4 or 5. It's just the way he kind of goes about things. He obviously just deals on that confidence so nicely. And we managed to get a 6-2 win ahead of it, which I was extremely pleased with. We then travelled to Everton, which was always going to be a tough game, especially considering they've had a pretty good start to the season. But, of course, there's still a bit of touchiness, I suppose, with myself and Everton through the way they sacked me. And it always comes up, because sometimes it does, with me and Villa, when we play Villa, it really never comes up anymore that I used to manage them. It does every now and then, but, there's one question in a press conference. And as for with this, it always says, I've got this rivalry with Everton that's now being kind of built up, which I suppose is actually true, because I was a bit pissed off at Everton with the way they sacked me. But anyway, we managed to draw the game 2-2, which was, in the end of things, I think a very good result. We did take the lead through Jesse Lingard in the 7th minute, but then Brendan Galloway in the 52nd minute, and then a controversial penalty given away by Timothy Fosu-Mensah they made it 2-1 in the 56th minute, and I thought that was it. But Matthias Mires pipes up again in the 92nd minute to silence Goodison Park. Another game, we actually didn't play very well in this one. It was a very even game though, so I suppose a draw would have been a fair result. As you can see, pretty much all those match statistics are fairly straight down the middle. A few in our favour, a few in their favour. But 2-2 draw, I'll certainly take it. Whether they would have taken it, I'm not so sure, because I think they were just slightly better, but in those sort of games it is imperative to get those points. We then played in the Capital Cup 4th round at home to QPR, and we managed to win this game 2-0, which I was very happy with, because as you guys know, I'm still in the quest for a first trophy. We're in 2024, so we're in our 11th season in this save, and not only have I not won a trophy, but I haven't got near to one. I've qualified for the Champions League once, for the Europa League 2 or 3 times now, through a pretty good league season, but haven't got to a final of a Capital One Cup or FA Cup, or I've gotten to, I think, 2 Capital One Cup semi-finals, and that's been it. But then you constantly get drawn against Chelsea or something and you lose. So, like, I haven't really had much luck in that sort of, from that point of view, I suppose. But we're giving ourselves another bang at it in a quarter-final tie. As you can, if you've super laser eye vision, you'll probably have seen who we've already drawn. And we might be being knocked out in the quarter-final because we've been drawn at home to Man City, which is a bit of a shocker, to be honest. Anyway, we won this game 2-0 though, which was good because QPR have had a pretty good start to the season. They're in 4th in the league still. So they're continuing this good start to the season. But Safir Taider managed to score 2 goals, which is quite rare of him. You know, he's a good provider, but he rarely actually gets on the score sheet. In the 53rd minute, and then sealing the deal in the 92nd minute to give us a comprehensive 2-0 win. Like QPR, now I'm not sure because I don't know really the QPR team, but I wasn't sure whether it was a rotated team because they just didn't turn up. It wasn't a great game nonetheless, but we were the better team and deserved to come away with the win and progress in the Capital One Cup. As you can see, there is the quarter-final at home to City. Happy days. Or not. Anyway, moving on. We beat then Watford 4-2 at home in the league, which this game was an odd game because we were extremely close to throwing this one away. As you can see, Watford have Giacomo Bonaventura, one of the guys who was very good in my AC Milan series. But anyway, we took a 2-0 lead quite early on through Mirez scoring in the 1st minute and then the 16th minute to give us a 2-0 advance. I was thinking at this stage, God, we could put 5-6 past Watford. But then they made it 2-1. Seamak Parvin in the 41st minute, and then Joshua Onoma in the 63rd minute made it 2 apiece. And I was thinking at this stage, holy shit, what has happened here? But then we got a penalty, which I was a little confused in why Mirez didn't take it because he was on a hat-trick, and Rebeo didn't take it because he was our normal penalty taker. But Lingard stepped up, but he converted it, so there was no real qualms about it. Before 4 minutes later, Mirez managed to complete his hat-trick in the 74th minute to give us a 4-2 win. And in the end, it looks quite easy again. But, like, we made it extremely tough for ourselves. You know, I think we could have made it a lot easier. But, you know, we still picked up the win nonetheless. Now, this was the one that really got me, because I didn't see it coming. It was away to PSV in the Europa League. Now, as you remember, we just beat PSV 6-2 at home. And they beat us 4-0 in Holland. Job van Wert with a brace, Oscar Kadavid and Chad Tuzmani gave them the 4-0 lead, 4-0 win. Like, we've got a fairly strong team out there. It's just we didn't seem to turn up. Like, we had chances of our own, we just didn't take them. Suppose they were extremely clinical, like we were when they were away to us. But we didn't take any chance, and we actually didn't look like taking any chances. We just went to sleep in this game, and it was so frustrating, because I just don't know where it happened, because as you can see, we'd been on a 6-game unbeaten run in all competitions, and then we suddenly lose like that. It just didn't really add up, but I suppose that's just the way it goes. And we need to book ourselves up in the Europa League now because we've got 2 crunch ties against Betis and Nuremberg, and you'll see in a second that Europa League group, as I kind of expected, because I said at the start when it was drawn that it was a very tight group in terms of, you know, the 4 teams are probably quite evenly matched, and it's certainly showing that in the way the league table is poised with 2 games remaining. We then travelled to Ipswich, ruining this 4-0 defeat. But we managed to play really well and win the game 3-2. Well, not play really well, but we just got the job done, I suppose, which was the key to it all. Brian Rebeo gave us the lead in the 7th minute. Ola Balogun, who I think is on loan from Arsenal for them. Oh, no, he isn't. God, did he get released by Arsenal? Got him on an exchange deal or something. Because I remember looking at him, I think, a few years ago at Everton while he was at Arsenal and thinking, oh, I'll look into him. But anyway, I didn't know he was actually an Ipswich player now. But he equalised. Mirez made it 2-1 in the 69th minute. We then managed to get ourselves a penalty which I think was a bit of a questionable one. But we scored it. Rebeo again was back on. I think Lingard was off the field at the time. To make it 3-1. Damien Shields, though, made it 3-2 pretty much immediately, which made it a little bit of a tight last 5 minutes. Again, making it slightly more unnecessary. Like an unnecessary tension, I suppose, considering, you know, we had 5 clear-cut chances to their 0 and 4 half chances to their 1. I think we should have won the game a little bit more convincingly than 3-2. But nonetheless, 3 points are 3 points. And we did manage to get them. And kind of avenged the defeat against PSV, which I can't stress enough how much kind of out of nowhere it came, you know, because we've been unbeaten in our last 8 games. We've won 5 even, drawn 2, and then just lost 4-0. And we've got Middlesbrough home in the league today. If we have a look at the league, we have made good progress now. We're into 9th, we're into the top half again. And we've got 15 points on the board. We scored 23, which is one of the best. It's the 3rd best in the league. But we've conceded 20, which is joint 4th worst. So, you know, the defence hasn't exactly been watertight so far. We've just been inconsistent. You know, we're only 5 points off Champions League. We're already 16 points off Chelsea, who have won 10 and drawn 1 in their 11 games, including beating us 2-0. City have won 9, drawn 2 and lost 1. We were one of the draws though, happy days. Liverpool also, didn't they beat us? No, we haven't played Liverpool actually yet. But they're 7 points already adrift of 2nd place and 9 points adrift of 1st place. And yet they've had a pretty good start to the season, you know, 7 wins, 1 draw and 3 defeats. If we have a look at player statistics, though, you'll see that Matías Mires is by far the top scorer with 13, to Tommy Caton with 9 for Watford, and Rebeo is the top assister with 7. Mires is also there as the third top average rating with 7.7. If we have a look at our overall competition, because then we can see the Europa League group, so we're 9th in the league. We're in the quarter-final of the Capital Cup against City, which is going to be extremely difficult. Haven't entered the FA Cup yet, and this is how the Europa League group is at the moment. And as you can see, PSV are top with 6 points. We are joint top with 6 points as well, both with goal differences of 2. The Betis have got 5 points with a goal difference of -2, and Nuremberg have 5 points with a goal difference of -2. So there's a point within. There's just a point within the group. And now we've got Betis and Nuremberg, so we're done with PSV. So hopefully, you know, both of those games are winnable games. And like if we win both of them, there's no qualms about it. We'll get through, and we'll probably get through as winners. But if we lose another game, God, we're really in desperate trouble, I think. Like, the expectation from the board was only to reach the group stage. So I suppose we have done that, but I'd prefer, you know, I think it's a group that, like, I know it's a tight group, but we should get out of it. But we're making it kind of unnecessarily hard for ourselves. Anyway, I think we'll get into today's game. Oh no, well firstly, sorry, just quickly go over our own player statistics. Mira is top scorer with 20 already. Rebeo with 9, Dunn and Tider with 3 apiece. Assists, Rebeo 11, Lingard 7, Mires 6, Reed 4. And average rating wise, Rebeo, Mires, Reed, Urbanek and Chan. We'll get into today's team, and this is the team we've gone for. Now, it's not a great team because we've just come back from the international break, and for some reason, whenever they come back from the international break, everyone seems to be knackered. So Andre Wisdom, who's actually been playing nearly every game at right back because he's our only fully established right back, is completely knackered. Tim Freeman's knackered. Rebea's knackered, Tider's knackered, Fosu Mensah's knackered, Chan is knackered, but we don't have any other left back to play, so he's having to play with 84%, which isn't ideal. No, I didn't mean to do that. Anyone else? No, they're the youngsters. So we've got Gustavo Alegre in goal, who's just getting the nod ahead of Forster at the moment. They are trading positions, though, kind of game in, game out at this stage. Shane Ciardini is getting a rare game at right back, the young 21-year-old who really hasn't made much improvements Maybe I'm just not giving him the necessary games. He has played 8 games in overall this year, though, which isn't too bad. He needs to be kind of starting to fulfill that potential pretty soon, in my eyes. Chan at left. Escobar and Papadopoulos in the middle. Zuccolini is the bowling midfielder, with Mikel Martinez getting a rare game, especially since his injury. He hasn't played much game time at all this year. Reed in there. Urbanek on the right-hand side, which is because, like, Lingard can play there, but Urbanek wants games, and he's a dangerous operator, is Urbanek. And I feel if we give him more games and possibly boost up his value, we might be able to get rid of him for a decent enough price. Aguirre on the left and Mires up front. So Brian Rebeo, as I said before, is missing out because he's absolutely shattered, which is disappointing. Now, well, he's 89%, so I suppose if we were really in need, we could slap him on last 30 minutes, maybe 20, and see what he could do there, but like, hopefully it won't get to that. Like, hopefully we're a good enough team to just see off Middlesbrough without needing them. But that's another thing to be seen, because, of course, I think I did a live commentary at home to Middlesbrough last season, and we lost 2-1, of course. So, they're certainly not a team to rule out. And here goes Aguirre on the left-hand flank. Gets blocked into Reed. Zuccolini now, can he do something? Now back to Papadopoulos. Back to Reed, Zuccolini. Mires is making threatening runs. There he goes. Urbanek, get in! Urbanek. I give him the start. He gets his first goal of the season in the 4th minute. And that's a great start. Good play by Mires. Good hold-up play, because he seems to be very dangerous. He kind of picks up the ball a lot of the time on that kind of edge of the box to 25 yards out region, and sometimes he'll burn a player here, or sometimes he can just thread a ball through. If there's nobody kind of making the run, he'll go for it himself. Now, sometimes that doesn't work out, but sometimes he scores some absolutely fabulous goals where he just kind of turns the defender and slots it home. You know, he seems to have excellent one-on-one ability compared to a lot of other people, because, like, what's usually been a trend on this year's game has been that, like, one-on-ones are quite rarely taken. Urbanek, oh, he's got himself a second. Happy days. Chan with the ball in. And Michael Urbanek has got himself a second of the game and the second of the season. And we're 2-0 up after 19 minutes there. And we have dominated the early goings. And hopefully this could turn into a comprehensive win for us. That is shocking keeping from Steele. But we'll take it. And we're 2-0 up. And of course Urbanek picks up a knock, because why not? And we'll take him off just after this highlight, I suppose. Sedlich check. The last thing we want to do, though, is concede a goal now and let them back in. Oh, every fucking time. Dario Escobar. We just seem to be full of penalties. Because to be fair, like, I'm not grouching too much, because we seem to get an awful lot of penalties ourselves. But bloody hell, we give away a lot as well. People like Escobar, Papadopoulos, Fosu Menza, you know, no matter who's playing, we seem to concede penalties. We might even have a look at that after the game and see, because I think they do statistics like that. Well, they certainly do with, like, penalties gotten, I think. I'm not sure about penalties conceded, but I'm sure we'd be nearly top of both lists, to be honest. Because we just seem to be in amongst penalties all the time. Oh, come on! Mikel Martinez now picks up an injury. Now, that's a full injury as well. So, Rebeo's going to have to come on. Now, this isn't what I wanted to do, because I wanted Rebeo only to play for half an hour at most. But he's going to have to play over a half now. And he's a tired man as it is. Like, somebody like Chan at the moment is absolutely out on his feet, and it's only at half time. He's on 75%. And we've only got one sub left now. And realistically, like, even, like, as you can see here, if we went to do something, we have absolutely nobody to put in at left back. Apart from Ciardini, but he's already playing at right back, so, you know, that's no good to us. We're 2-1, but I just feel this isn't a convincing lead whatsoever in this game, because Middlesbrough, they're a bit of a thorn in our side in this, for our Southampton team at the moment. They're a bit of our bogey team, really. If we're going to take off Mears, we're going to be a little bit risky and make our final substitution with 23 minutes to go, which I suppose, having already had 2 injuries, is always quite risky, as Max the Machine Dunn is getting a rare run out, because Mears really hasn't done much today. Now maybe he just hasn't got the service, but Zuccolini now. Aguirre, go on, get a penalty. No, oh gee, oh. Mitchell, oh thank God for that. Escobar. Jeez, I thought he'd completed his great day, you know, giving away a penalty and then just letting one soar over his head. I'm just kind of looking on while it drops to Mitchell, but he didn't take it. Lingard! Oh, how has he not scored that? Jesse Lingard, you got to put that away, son. And now we're stretched at right back, but Ciargini gets a little bit lucky there. It was a poor touch from Zelalem, and we get away with that because we were a bit stretched on the break there. But 2 minutes of additional time. I think if we can just wrap this one up, I'll be pretty happy. Because it's one of those, as I said before, are you taking the piss out of me? Oh, fuck me. There's just no need to make that tackle. Mitchell, 2-2, come on. Every time we play Middlesbrough, we concede penalties. And, you know, penalties just don't get missed on this game. Emre Can, like, I don't know, was it a tired tackle? You might say that, but, like, come on, we've blown a 2-0 lead by conceding 2 penalties. This game seems... I don't know what it is, though, at the moment, because I'd say before the update I wasn't having much troubles with penalties at all, and after the update, so there seems to be penalties everywhere at the moment. As I said before, whether we get them or we concede them, let's have a look. Like, we're still in 9th now. We've missed a golden opportunity of getting points there. If we have a look at team statistics, is there anything about penalties? Penalties, yeah. So we've gotten 4, so we're top of getting the penalties, but is there a... there doesn't seem to be a penalties conceded one. I'm sure we'd be top of that as well, because we've conceded an awful lot. Let's have a look. Well, maybe count them ourselves, 2. This might be a bit embarrassing. Okay, 3. No, 4. No, that seems to be... oh no, 5. Yeah, so 5. We've conceded 5. We've got 4 and conceded 5 penalties, which after 12 league games or something is pretty shocking. Anyway, the next live commentary will be the whole game, I think it was going to be. Yeah. Yeah, I think so, because slightly short, only 5 games to cover. This episode we had to cover 6, which obviously takes a little longer and makes the episode drag out a little bit more. In between then and now, though, we've got those 2 crunch Europa League games, winnable Premier League games against Forest and Blackburn, and obviously the quarter-final against City, where I'm really not expecting too much, but possibly an upset on the cards. Let's hope for the best. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, please do give it a like and subscribe to the channel for new content. I'll see you guys later. Bye.